Hey guys, coming to you from home today with a special request to talk with parents about self-harm and cutting especially. It can be really scary if you find that your kiddo has been self-harming or cutting and disarming and awesome when they tell you that they're doing it and they want help, and then what do? And it can just be like, hey, I need some information. And first of all, this is not a replacement for therapy, and anytime any of my messages aren't. One of the things we're going to talk about is how important it is to get your kiddo some professional help. But just to kind of help you get your arms around that initial shock of what is happening, I just want you to know that this is really happening a lot in the community. It's almost trendy to self-harm or cut. Kind of takes root in maybe a couple of people, and then it spreads in social media. If a kid's looking for coping skills or ways to deal with their pain or whatever they're frustrated with, they might go to Snapchat or Instagram, and they might see some things about self-harm, and they might try it because they don't have any other skills, or they might have never even heard of self-harming, but they hear about it from a friend. And so it's something that's kind of like a cult. It becomes almost contagious, and then it can become addictive, because when kids self-harm, it's usually because they're wanting to numb something. They're in pain, and if they can take the pain away by creating pain through self-harm, then it numbs the emotional pain that they're dealing with. So for parents that are out there, or caregivers that are looking for a little guidance, I think of the 3 R's, okay? So restrict, repair, and replace. Okay, that's what we're going to really target as far as when a kiddo comes to you and they've been self-harming, or you're discovering that your child has been self-harming. And self-harming is cutting, it's burning, it's erasers, it's lots of different things. And to that effect, this is why the restrict thing is so important. I've had kiddos cut with compasses. I've had kiddos self-harm with erasers, with lighters. And honestly, when they really want to hurt themselves, they will pretty much find any instrument that they can use. And so restricting their access to such things is really important. Another thing to consider is that maybe they need to restrict their access to their phone, their friends, and their social media. And yes, they're going to be pissed, but if those things are encouraging them to do things that are harmful to themselves, then you need to restrict access to that. So safety is really important. Safety planning with that child, making sure there isn't any suicidal ideation or thoughts of ending life and all of those things. That's going to be really important in the restrict R. The second R is replace. And so when we're talking about replacing behaviors, we're talking about doing things instead of the self-harm. So what can you do instead? For some kids, the feeling of pain, like I said, is really therapeutic. So they can substitute that with something like holding ice or snapping a rubber band. They can also sometimes writing in a Sharpie, or obviously not sharp, but a little marker in red